warm in here, or am I just nervous?
Warm.
Okay. Well, good evening. My name is Janelle Riley. I'm an editor at Variety. I'm so thrilled to be here tonight for this Q&A with Maria. Please join me in welcoming tonight's guest, who plays the iconic singer. She is, of course, an actor, director, writer, and humanitarian who has literally played everything from an iconic Disney witch to a Tomb Raider. Along the way, she's picked up 2 SAG Awards and an Academy Award. Still, I doubt even her biggest fans were prepared for her transformative, stunning work as Maria Callas. And Maria, please welcome Angelina Jolie. Thank you so much for being here. Congratulations on another amazing performance. This is actually primarily an audience of your fellow SAG-AFTRA actors.
Oh, this makes me very emotional because I miss quite a lot.
So I usually like to start by asking, how did you get your SAG card? What was the job that brought that to you?
I was too young to even remember.
Yeah.
I was put in something. My brother was supposed to do something. My father's an actor. My brother was supposed to do something, and I guess he got scared at the last minute, or something happened, and I stepped in to do a little scene that I hardly remember, but it was a Hal Ashby film, so I started
No way.
and got very lucky, and Margaret was in it.
That's amazing.
So it was kind of cool.
You know, most people say like a McDonald's commercial. That's pretty impressive. Well, again, congratulations on just a beautiful film. I'm so curious to know how, director Pablo Larraín brought this project to your attention. Was she someone you'd ever dreamed about portraying, or what did you know or sort of think you knew about Maria Callas prior to this role?
Oh, God, I would never have imagined. I only knew her music. I'd been to the opera a couple of times, and I was quite overwhelmed by it. And I saw it wrongfully. I saw it as quite this elitist art, that was so I felt growing up mostly in LA, New York, I felt like maybe I wouldn't understand it, or it was kind of beyond me, Verdi, Puccini, and so I don't know, I didn't feel close to it, and I'm so in love with it now as an art form, and I'm so grateful it's in my life. And Pablo, bless him, believed that somehow I could do this, and called me. And I had wanted to work with him because I think he's such an extraordinary director. And so I'd asked him years ago if he ever would consider, I'd love to work with him. And called and asked me to play Maria, and I took a few days and studied her. And I discovered that I really liked her as a human being. I thought she was I liked her as a person. So, but then I was, then I had to figure out how to sing.
Yeah, just a small part of it.
Liking her was important.
Actually, why was that important to you to do the singing? Because, I mean, it is so much of who she is, but, you would have been forgiven if we, you didn't want to sing like Maria Callas.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I would not by Pablo. No. I did think that that's what it would be when you, as an actor, they say, can you ride a horse? Yes. Can you do this? Yes. And so, we can do everything.
Special skills.
Yeah. So he asked me if I could sing, and I said yes. But I'd never sung, and I actually had somebody in my life who was close to me say I couldn't sing.
Have they seen this movie?
I don't know. So I was like singing Happy Birthday to somebody, and they said, you're kind of off pitch, and I thought, and then and it blocked me.
Yes.
And I never really tried. But I didn't also realize what opera was. So I was so naive at the time. It probably helped because I might have said no.
Yeah.
But because I didn't know, I didn't realize how you can't fake sing opera. Because it has to be, she knows.
I didn't.
But it has to be your whole body. You sing from such a place, and it's such a volume, so completely that you really can't get away with kind of singing it. So I had this whole plan that I was going to buy bags full of earplugs as a gift for the crew on date. And get myself through it. But yeah, I took 7 months of singing class, and I went in for,
Wow.
but we all know that's the greatest gift, right? You're scared of something and you get to be taught a new skill.
Yeah.
We all, that's the gift. And so I did breathing and Italian and opera and
you can ride a horse, right? Totally.
I can only ride side saddle.
That's the hardest way to do
It's
it.
actually true.
What?
Because I'm an actor. so I was taught on film, in period
Side
films.
saddle.
So I learned side saddle, and I'm
amazing.
really not good at any other way. Like, I can't sing anything now but opera. So.
Well, it's going to be something. You've obviously portrayed real people before, but probably not anything as iconic as Maria Callas. I mean, that's pretty incredible. Do you like having material to draw on, or do you find that it can be kind of overwhelming? Like, how do you know what to listen to and what not to?
She's the first artist I've played, which is, I think, makes it very different, as you can imagine, because something I didn't expect would be, so I drew on everything from her, because there was so much. And one of the most extraordinary things is she taught class. So I listened to Maria explaining how to do a performance, and I followed her. And she she said, if you're doing a performance, especially, in doing an aria, she calls it straitjacketing. And she says, you learn it, you discipline yourself, and you learn it exactly as the composer intended, and you do it technically, and you do it, and you do it. You do not put one personal thought, and you do not add your emotion to it. You straitjacket yourself to know it, and then you release this other into yourself. And so was very helpful.
Wow. So you really learned from Maria Callas.
So I really learned. And then I would see, which you can all imagine, I had to play, when I'd play her roles, Tosca or something, I would watch her performance, and then I would sing the song, and I would realize, she's an amazing actor. She's an amazing actor. And I would realize, that choice to make that gesture at that time, that choice to go to her knees in that moment, her choices were extraordinary. So I was like just following and kind of being taught and led by her through the entire thing. Wow. So it was amazing.
I mean, I didn't realize, I knew that there was lots of footage of her performing, but I had no idea she taught a class and that was recorded, I guess?
Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. What about working with the hair and makeup artists to create this appearance? Because, you can do all this preparation, but then you step on those amazing sets and you have those iconic costumes. I should shout out the costume designer, but I'm afraid I'm going to butcher his name. Massimo Cantinaferini? Is that close? Does it really help kind of lock the character in place to step into that?
Of course. But you know what was interesting is we all know her. So it was Witch Her. Witch Her was, so because it wasn't her and then a fake her and she's all these, it's all her. But the costume, the one that made me discover her was her glasses and her robe. Yep. It was one of the first things I wanted to put on, and I wanted to stay in it for a while. And that was Maria to me. That was the woman of faith. That was the woman, that was just the human. And I discovered, and with those glasses, we went to an optometrist who explained to us that she really couldn't see. And when you think about that, that means that when she was sent to the conservatory, too young, her mother lied and put her in. She couldn't tell them, like I said, I could sing, right? So they said, can you see? But she was hiding all of these different things. She had illnesses, her body really did swell, she really took steroids, she really was sick when she missed performances. And when she missed performances, they would throw food at her at times and yell at her, criticize her. And she was trying to do her best, but yes, so she couldn't really see the audience. She couldn't see much in front of her. I'm not sure she could see the actor across the stage.
Wow.
And in one interview, she mentioned not being able to see the composer. So, the conductor. So what that means about what she was working against that nobody knew, oh, it made me love her.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I don't know.
I also just think, like, I'm always fascinated by eyewear because I do think it says a lot about a person.
And the costumes.
Yeah.
Yeah, her eyewear.
They didn't have Warby Parker back then. You had to really pick a set and stay with it.
Those big ones. I loved them. But her costumes are extraordinary, and Massimo did an amazing job, and the hair and makeup. I think for me, what they did that was so wonderful is we all, sometimes you can, and hopefully you feel this way, is you watch the film and you're not thinking about the hair and makeup, and when you're not thinking about it, sometimes it's not recognized as being as good as it is, because it's that good, and to have different eyes and a nose and different hairline and different. But to do it carefully, so there was the older her, there was the younger her. It wasn't me, but it was very delicately done. So I thought they all did just an amazing job.
I read this interview with Pablo where he was really singling out of all the things all the lovely things he had to say about you, was your stoicism as Maria, because I think it can be hard as actors to be still. We want to, gesticulate or use our bodies to express ourselves. Was that something you discussed with him, and how did you sort of find that space?
Well, I think one, I'm very moved. I'm not very moved by self-pity, and I am moved. I was so moved by her. I'm very moved when I see people just trying to carry on, no matter what it is, just trying to carry on and do that, especially for. And maybe too much. Maybe she didn't ask for enough help, or she didn't. But I was very moved by that, and also I watch these interviews, and if you haven't seen them, it's very interesting to watch. You watch her interviews when she's younger, and she's at the top of her game, and man, are they kind to her and interested and talking to her about her work. She's in a beautiful purple caftan. She's fabulous, and she's doing this, and she talks about what it is to be a singer, and they give her so much space, and then there's an interview of her in the 70s when Onassis had left her for Jackie, and her career was in a different place, and they're mean. It's a Mike Wallace interview, and she is extremely stoic.
Yeah.
And she's in a lot of pain at that time, and I was angry for her when I saw it. But I was also very impressed with her. So that was part of what I watched and how she got through.
Wow. Yeah, because there's so much going on underneath the surface that I think we can sense there. That she chooses not to say, which is probably the wise thing to do in those situations.
And it was a different time, right? It was a different time where you don't say certain things, and she really holds herself. She was quite a lady.
Yeah. The film, it finds Maria in her later years when she's struggling, and is that a hard place as an actor to be? I don't know if you're the kind of actor who takes your work home with you, but on some level it would be a joy to play Maria. But on another level, these are really challenging times, and I don't know if that kind of weighs on you, and if you have a way to prepare to get into a difficult scene.
I was so focused. Every night was still. We were doing rehearsals, and it was so full on with the music, and the music itself was so profound that it kind of pulled me. Mm-hmm. There's a beautiful thing in all of us who are performers. We want to be pushed to the edge of everything we've got. It's a joy for us. It hurts, and it's hard, but it's to leave like nothing, to be like just on the floor and leave nothing is in a way what we live for. It's to see if we can give everything we've got to what we love in our work and to a performance. So I've just felt grateful often in this, that I would have this space to go through it.
What do you think was the most challenging scene? Either, it could be a logistical thing, it could be preparing on that day. Sometimes it's like even the smallest things. It's not the day you dread on the call sheet.
The first day I had to sing in front of everybody.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Because in order to record it, so they there was nothing else. It was like there was no piano, there was no feedback. It was just, there's nothing. Which and because I was told that that was the only way they could mix our voices together properly, was if they had mind clean. And that so I was such a wreck. I can't even tell you. My sons were working as ADs, and I was saying, lock the door, make sure nobody's coming in the door. Can you hear? Go outside and check. Can you hear? I was terrified. Yeah. Terrified.
What was it like once you got over that, though, and sang in front of all those Teamsters and crew members?
Pablo was really nice. It would grow, right?
Oh,
First it was like a pretty locked set with like 20 people. Then it was like, Angie, we've got to let some more of the crew in. We've got a bigger scene. Then it was the extras. And there was these amazing extras who came in who became the cast of the audience. And they were the same through a big chunk of the film. So they saw me early, saying, hi, I'm sorry, this is, we're gonna go through this together, I'm gonna do my best. And then they would see me really struggling, and then we went all the way to La Scala together, and they flew them there, and it was us, and we were at La Scala, and we made it. and had to, do that, and they were so kind, and we were kind of a team.
Yeah.
So they really helped pull me through.
That's amazing. And what a kindness of Pablo. I wouldn't even thought of that. That was so smart.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
You have worked with so many amazing directors. You yourself are a fantastic director. I'm sort of curious what you... Yeah. I'm sort of curious what you as an actor hope for from a director when you show up to set. Because you probably learned a lot from great directors, but maybe you also learned things you don't want to do.
I like to know that the crew is a happy crew.
Yeah.
And a respected crew.
Yeah,
right?
Thank you.
And when you feel that, you feel like everybody wants to bring their best because everybody feels good and everybody has a place and everybody's being heard, then your director has built this family and understands the family, and then you all can work together in this space. So I think that's the most important.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's hard work, but shouldn't it be fun to some degree?
It should be. That's the greatest, job in the world. And I think I'd forgotten that, in a way. I was saying earlier, I had this relationship that I think I was almost uncomfortable being an actor for a while, or being public and being, I don't like certain aspects of being a public person, but I love being an artist. And so I hadn't worked for a long time in something like this, and I felt like I remembered just the work, just to be a part of this community, and how lucky we all are, and it made me feel like I was coming home to a family, felt.
Would you ever do theater? Because I think you'd get in The Outsiders if you really wanted to.
I don't know.
You might have an in there. But stage is such a different medium, and I just wonder if it's something you've considered.
I mean, I feel like I'm now in the stage of just doing everything that terrifies me, so I might as well try that one too.
And you can sing, so Outsiders are perfect. You can be Pony Boy. Is that the character's name? I think I got that right. Okay. I do want to touch on the rest of this amazing cast, because your chemistry with them is so vital. Can you talk about sort of building that rapport? And I'd say probably specifically with, and I hope I don't butcher these names, but Haluk Billionaire as Aristotle Onassis, and Alba Rowacher as Bruna.
Yeah.
Was that terrible? I'm so sorry.
No,
okay.
They're the nicest people. They were exactly as you see them. I mean, it's not that they weren't acting; they're extraordinary actors. But they are. Haluk Onassis is as full of life and as charming. And I met him, and I didn't even have to act. I thought, this must be how Maria felt. He's just. I'm having so much fun, and he's just so vibrant and you know, he was wonderful. And Alba, Bruna, is truly one of the most gentle, generous, warm people. So it was great. And I will say this about Pablo, this is a funny story, but when we had to do the scene where I'm singing and she's flipping an egg, which is slightly insulting. But I came in and I was all ready and I'd worked so hard and it was one of my early times singing in front of her, and then there's the dog trainer dealing with that. So we were all three doing this crazy thing. And I found out Pablo had sent her to class to learn to flip. What? That's how thorough our director was. Yeah, because she said, I can cook, but I'm not sure how to, you know, flip it. And so so it was just sweet. It was like we were all doing these things, but so full of love and so full of good intention that I think you can feel it, you know.
You know, I should have asked about Cody Smith McPhee because I can't pronounce that.
That's very well.
That's what I really should have asked.
He's wonderful.
Yeah.
He's wonderful. He's magical, Cody Mendricks. He's such a beautiful soul, and he's such an interesting man, that he really suited this you know, character that felt of another world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the chemistry is so important in those relationships, I'm curious, did you do any kind of a chemistry read with them, or is it a matter where you show up on set? And
For this one, no, we didn't actually. But I think, again, if you have a director, it's all about intention. I think if actors are just, you know, they're generous and they're committed and they're hardworking and they're kind people, they get along.
Yeah.
You know, we're a wild bunch, but we all, you know, we can all work together for good people.
Before we go, does anyone have a birthday here? Because you should sing happy birthday to them. And suddenly everyone's like, yes, it's my birthday. There's 300 birthdays in the room. I do want to remind people this movie will be in theaters November 27th. It's so, you got to see it on this amazing screen with this amazing sound. So please spread the word. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for